All right, folks, we are live on KWTN. Welcome to Winnebago Talks, a 1 hour radio show on the radio station, the Big Voice, the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe, 100.9 FM. We'd like to thank all our listeners and as well as our viewers that are on Facebook, YouTube, those that are listening on our online media platform. If you go to WinnebagoTribe.com and you look for the KWTN radio, you'll find a media player, and you could be anywhere in the world. All my Hawaiian friends are tuning in. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. All right. So today we have a great show. There's a lot of events coming up, and there's a lot of things that are going to be happening here today. So before we get into anything, we want to do our introductions and stuff. I'll unmute you guys and stuff as the time comes along and stuff. But go ahead. Let's just kind of work our way around this way and stuff. We'll start with over here. Go ahead, Jordana.
All right. I guess we're going to work our way around. Hi, NP, everybody. I hope you guys all had a great Juneteenth holiday. My name is Jordana Bass. I am your Winnebago Indian News editor.
Hot. It was hot.
Doc Hutch. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tyler Snake, the Winnebago Indian News Office Circulation Manager. Hope everyone had a good weekend.
Yeah. And you kind of look like when you left on Friday this weekend, you spent some time at the pool?
Do I look tan?
Yeah.
Thank you. I wanted somebody to notice.
There you go. All right. And we have the one and only.
Hello.
Oops. Sorry. Go ahead and turn that. Is that,
It
does
doesn't
that switch on?
It's on.
Okay. Try it again. Oh, my bad, my man.
Testing.
There you go.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello. Good morning. I'm Morgan Earth, the summer youth employee, the one and only.
The one and only. So, first weekend. You guys had a workshop on Thursday, right? How'd that go?
Average.
Average workshop. There are more workshops. I think every Thursday the summer youth worker employees, they go to workshops and stuff and learn as much as you can, my man. Okay, and we have the other one and only.
Hi, my name is Bethany Redhorn. I'm the Winnebago Communications Office Manager.
All right. And how was your weekend?
It was great. I had fun. I was having some fun in the sun with Tyler.
We talked about
Chewing
this.
my gum.
We talked about this weekend. We finally got something to say this week.
Yeah. So every time I say, "How was your weekend?" and stuff, it was good. You know what I mean? But let's talk about it. It's Winnebago Talks.
Yeah.
So tell us.
Wildwater West.
Okay, where is that?
She was the first time.
Yeah, it was Sioux Falls.
Was it really?
Yep, it was Sioux Falls. It was in Sioux Falls, and it was my first time going.
Have you been to Wild? What is it called?
Wildwater West.
Wiki Wild.
Triple
No,
W.
no, I've never been there.
No, you never been there? How about you, Jordana?
A while ago, yeah. It's been a minute, but I always enjoy the lazy river. That's always a good time.
Oh, they have a lazy river? They've got a wave pool?
Do they?
Do
Yeah.
they? Really?
Spent some time in there.
Yeah.
You guys didn't drown, did you?
We almost seen someone, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
real
for real.
fight in it.
I know.
Head
Oceans
above
of fun.
water.
And there was a part where I couldn't touch the ground anymore, and I was like hanging on. I had my little guy, so I was like
Ethan was real
tiptoeing.
worried.
I was like, just my nose poking up.
Poor
kidding.
bit.
You gotta time it with them waves. I knew it was
Then
going
I was
on, but I don't know.
Jumping
about
on the
that.
opposite end. Like she was going with the waves, and me, every time the wave was going, I was going under.
Well,
But it was fun.
That was cool. And then on Sunday, Father's
yeah.
Day, what happened this weekend? So
we went
happy
to
off.
that Attica thing.
Yeah, the horse races.
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
It was hot. It was really
Booked it
hot.
busy. Booked it busy.
The paint, like I underestimated the heat because we got there, and then I had my little paint kits and stuff. And Toby was there with me. He helped do the face painting as well.
He also sang the national anthem.
He did.
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
That was
I
awesome.
was like, I
Nice.
had a kid in front of me painting their face. Otherwise, I would have went over there and recorded him. Made me feel bad. But I put my stuff up on the table, and then I don't know. I didn't think nothing of it, and I 5 seconds later I looked back, and all that paint was melted.
Ew.
It's like, oh my goodness.
You should have threw some eggs up there and stuff. Start
Some.
cooking.
I was
Yeah,
like-
because it's so hot, right?
It was.
Crazy. All right. Well, thank you for the introductions. We're going to get into some breaking news. Folks, the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska requests an environmental impact study be conducted on the proposed carbon dioxide pipelines. The proposed pipeline construction would take place north of the Winnebago Indian Reservation, but it would cross at the Missouri River, where our tribe is downstream. This is a quote from Lorelei DeCora. CO2 is deadly when inhaled. What happens when this pipeline fails? The pipeline construction path is placed on ancestral lands of the Nebraska tribe. What happens when they disturb our ancestors' burial sites? There is just too much unknown for these pipelines. That's why it's important for this study to be conducted. It's our duty to protect Mother Earth. And then Winnebago Tribal Chairwoman, Victoria Kitchian, added, the Winnebago tribe stands in solidarity with area farmers who oppose these pipelines and the use of eminent domain to acquire access to lands without landowner consent. The health, well-being, and the rights of everyone is important to us all. So I know that that is a very, I don't know too much about carbon dioxide pipelines, but that's why the Winnebago tribe is requesting this study be conducted.
Yep.
I believe it goes underneath.
Underneath the river?
Yeah, it's going to go underneath the river. So if that CO2 comes into the river, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but they, you know what I mean? So that's just, I think they want that impact study done, and that's what they're requesting. They sent letters off to like the Woodbury County commissioners and area to kind of get that stuff. So we'll keep you updated. KWTN, as well as the Winnebago in the News, will keep our listeners updated and readers if this impact study will be conducted, and hopefully it will. You know what I mean? Before they start issuing permits, that's something. So that's breaking news, folks. And if you out there know anything about carbon dioxide pipelines, let us know. Let's let our listeners know what we have and what we're going to talk about today. YCIC. Remember that was one of our questions? Do you remember what YCIC stands for?
Yeah.
It was one of our The Answer Ins questions.
To my voice. Growling. Youth Crisis Intervention Center.
Yeah,
That's
you
what
got
I was
it.
gonna
Good
say.
job. Good job.
Good
Give
job.
her a round of applause. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Woo, woo. Let's wake up here. Anyways, Donna Wolff will be here discussing things that are happening. A color run. I talked to Jordana. I'm not sure what a color run is. I never took part of one. I think I've seen pictures of it and stuff like that, but that's going to be happening, and she'll inform our listeners about that. Angel DeCora, we're going to have a special guest. Sunshine and Jordan are up in Wisconsin. It's really cool. They have, I believe, a canoe that was dug out, and they're cruising the lakes and stuff, kind of like how the ancestors did a long time ago. So we'll await their return, and know that Sunshine is, shout out to Sunshine and everybody if they're listening. So Ben Crawford, the museum creator, will be here to fill in. So Tyler with the bagel bits.
So me and my summer youth worker will be talking about it. We'll be talking about the culture camp, if you want to kind of elaborate a little bit on some of the events or what you thought about it.
Jenga.
Jenga.
One word.
Whole chunk Jenga?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
They would pick a block, and then when they pull it out, it'd have a word on it, and you have to like know what it means. So.
Yeah, and then I kind of stopped out there the other day too, and I believe that they were teaching some of the some of the boys and girls how to dance. You know, they had a couple helpers out there, and I seen that Eugene and his crew was out there drumming for the kids, so they got to learn how to dance and stuff like that too. So that was something else that they had out there.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool games like that, and then there's like beading and nature walks and whatnot. So it was a good week to be out there and learning.
Awesome. And then they had a field trip on Friday. I believe they went swimming or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I seen that they got the big charter bus or something. That's the only thing I seen that they got approval for it. So they
What's
were
that
gonna
place
go
called?
swimming.
Ponderosa or something like that?
Ponderosa.
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's a big pond and stuff. I see.
It's a man-made pond, yeah.
Yeah, I don't do good at
just
water,
see
I guess.
the big slide. I always see people snapping about it and stuff.
Yeah, and they have a big stand in the middle where you can jump off different levels. So they have a high level, they have a lower level, and they have like just the lowest level. But I never jumped off the top tier.
Did you jump off any of them?
No, I'm scared of heights.
Next time we'll have to film it and put it on our
Belly
special
flop.
report and stuff.
Belly flop.
Speaking of special report, we do have a special report. Can you kind of introduce just a real quick video?
So we got a quick little 2-minute video from the Boys and Girls Club held a basketball camp yesterday, and we had some local athletes there coaching some of the kids, and that's what we got today to show you guys.
Yeah, can we roll that package there?
Alrighty.
I am the CEO at the Boys and Girls Club. I've been over there for 3 years now. Today we wanted to hold a basketball camp for about 150 kids, K through 6th and 6th on through 12th grade. We want to give them some of the local talent that's around here. One of my high school, high school players and some local talent. And we want to provide them a basketball camp for the summer. Today we have David and Devon, and then another local player. To give these kids an opportunity that they might not have. I know when you go to the city, it costs a lot of money to have these kind of guest coaches, and today we're able to pay for that and have it free of charge for the youth.
Out to the Boys and Girls Club doing a good job and bringing some heavy hitters in, some basketball players and everything. And yeah, you've seen the children, you know what I mean? They just love to kind of run around with the basketball. Winnebago's known for a basketball town and stuff. A lot of times, even this past weekend when I was MC at the horse races, the guys were up there and stuff, and they were like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Winnebago." Good basketball players, good basketball teams and stuff. So shout out to the coaches and as well as the basketball players, the fans especially. They're talking about the fans and everything. But kind of the Boys and Girls Club, they got it's good to see David Wingent back and kind of give him back to the community and everything. And
Devon was there. Devon LaPointe. Natasha Dill was there helping out. Jariah Gray Owl, is that his last name? Yeah, he was there also helping out and everything. So, I thought it was great to see a lot of our college athletes, back in the community, being able to give back to some of the youth and being able to hold this free camp for them and everything. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Boys and Girls Club.
For real. And thank you for going there. I know that it was yesterday. The whole tribe was off and everything, celebrating and recognizing of observance of the Juneteenth holiday and stuff. But you came in and recorded that for us, and we appreciate that. So good job, Winnebago in the News. And anything else? We got an issue coming out when?
This Saturday. You should see that in your mailboxes, or you can also pick up some copies on Friday, which will be at your Pony Expresses and also at the Winnebago Tribal Building.
Hey, we talked in here in Winnebago Talks about the thing that you sent Sunshine and about the messages. What was that?
Oh.
So there's a term called lateral oppression, right? And that is basically kind of like, negative and stuff. But we talked about what?
So lateral kindness. Big shout out to Jordan for that one, because you kind of brought it up in their last broadcast. So we would really like to spread some positive messaging on the big billboard down there.
Yeah.
Sort of some of the positive teachings, and I think one of them that I would like to include is, wake up every day with a grateful heart. And another one was treat others how you want to be treated. And I have a couple others on the list and everything, so we would hope to, if you guys can, send us some of your positive teachings that you heard, growing up from your chokas and your gagas and everything, so we can help spread that messaging on the big billboard downtown.
That's a good idea. So that big billboard is going to be used. I know YCIC is going to use it in August for a movie night. Little Priest Tribal College Library this weekend has Oceans of Possibility Part 2.
Yep. So Friday the 24th and Saturday the 25th. And I believe he is going to be possibly switching. He mentioned Trip Letterman. He was on our episode last week. He mentioned he's thinking about hopefully switching it to Whale Rider. That's a good one. I don't know if anyone's seen it. But
we kind of put the advertisements out there for everybody, and then everybody was like saying, you got to show that one. You know what I mean? I want to rewatch that one because right off the bat, it doesn't come to my head.
I watched it so many times. My mom had it, so I watched it a lot.
Nice. And we showed the NBA Finals. That was really cool. That was what, Wednesday night?
No, Thursday.
Yeah. That was awesome, man. And so you guys bet.
Yeah.
Who won?
Me.
Hey, it wasn't fair. I don't know too much about sports, so just
Boston.
Let her have that one.
You said that they're underdogs, but actually going into the finals, Boston's like 82. Boston.
I know. When I said that, I was like, I don't even know if that's true. I kind of just threw it out there.
Yeah, so that's cool. Congratulations to all the Golden State Warriors fans and those that are going to be jumping on the bandwagon. No.
I looked away.
No, shout out to everyone that did show up, because we did have a good turnout that night.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was just sitting sitting there with my son, and we were just kind of sitting there by ourselves watching it, and then you came down with the popcorn, and they must have smelled the popcorn or whatnot and stuff, because all of a sudden, right when it got like the sun went over in the hills, probably about second quarter into that halftime, man, there was a lot of people that showed up and enjoyed the game. It was just kind of cool and people were just kind of going around visiting each other and everything, so it was really nice.
Yeah.
Good job. So thanks for Bethany and everybody for having a hand, and congratulations to once again the
Shout out
Warriors.
to Ty for that popcorn.
Oh
Worked hard for that
yeah,
I don't know.
you
My
even had the
first-
seasoned salt and everything.
My first intact project. Nah, I kind of did alone, not really.
That's awesome. All right, Morgan, you got anything for us?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that commentary, Tyler and
We're
Jordan.
working on
All right,
his
yeah.
Okay. Well,
radio personality.
there we go. We'll get it.
Be back to
Thursday.
win.
What do we got Thursday?
Thursday, we have All Requests Live, and I will have our top 5 graphic out this afternoon with the can't even talk, with the songs that we're going to vote from for this week. And I do have... I don't have a special guest lined up for this. Hopefully that might change before Thursday.
Yeah, I usually kind of pop in when I can, or if I'm in meetings and stuff like that. But we always just have a good time. We tell stories.
This
and
last episode was awesome.
yeah, it was a good
It's
time.
me,
and
you, Morgan, and Mackie.
so if anybody wants to come on and be a special guest for All Requests Live and
Yes.
tell some stories or request some songs or shout us out and come on in, and we'll have a good time and stuff. So yeah, definitely. If we want to introduce our very first special guest here on Winnebago Talks, and go ahead and give us your introduction.
So, good morning. My name is Donna Wolff. I'm one of the prevention specialists over at the YCIC, yes, the Youth Crisis Intervention Center and Youth Shelter right here in Winnebago.
All right, Donna, now you're doing a lot of good things, and what do you do over there at YCIC?
So, I myself work under, it's called a Garrett Lee Smith grant, which is all about suicide prevention. So, it's a huge federal grant, and I am tasked to do and provide all kinds of different suicide awareness, prevention, education for the community, for our kids in shelter, and definitely working with the schools as well. So it's not just prevention, it's intervention and postvention as well. Postvention meaning after a death by suicide, how do we help the community deal with a tragic, horrible death?
Yeah, a lot of times we don't like to talk about it, and kind of there's people that need help, you know what I mean? And you yourself are kind of a story. Do you mind telling our viewers and listeners about that?
Not at all. So I lost my son Zebulon. I don't know if people can see my tattoo or not, but I lost my son Zebulon March 1st of 2009 to suicide. He truly struggled with his brain health. Now I know the terminology is really mental health, but the new terms, they're really trying to get towards brain health, because our brain is an organ just like any other organ of the body, our heart, our liver, our lungs. When those organs malfunction and they get a disease, there's no problem people talking about that. Man, that heart doctor, he was awesome. I got such great meds, or I got a great inhaler now for my lung problem. So when someone struggles with their brain health and their brain's not functioning correctly, we need to stop the stigma around that topic and say it's okay to take some antidepressants. It's okay to say ADHD. It's okay to say schizophrenia. It's okay to say bipolar. We need to talk openly and honestly about this, because there are currently a lot of relatives struggling with their brain health, and we need to let them know, hey, I'm a safe person to come talk to. Talk to me about anything. I can handle it all. So yeah, my son did struggle. He attempted 4 times before his final death. And as someone left behind from a death by suicide, we would greatly appreciate it if we would stop saying the verbiage committed suicide. Committed has a very negative criminal connotation to it. My son did not commit a crime, and he definitely did not commit a sin. Again, my mother did die of stage 4 lung cancer. So we don't ostracize people and say, oh, grandma's going to hell because she was smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day. No, we don't say that. So again, let's keep that judgment to ourselves and really look at ourselves and what are our own thoughts and ideas about the topic of suicide. Mm-hmm. And I love it as being Native American myself, Santee Sioux, that we try to say that Creator gives us all life. My son gave his life away. So instead of saying that, and I usually say that my son did die of the disease of depression. So my son died of the disease of depression, and he gave his life away. Sometimes that word suicide is such a really hard word, and honestly, in all the different languages of our tribes, there is no word for suicide in any native language, because that truly was not part of us culturally. It really was not. That was brought to us along with a lot of other very negative, horrible things with colonization.
Right, right. Thank you for sharing your story, your personal story, and then also kind of educating us as well. As I go through life, I look back at some of my high school peers that, you know what I mean, they're no longer with us here today. And just kind of if we have friends, and that's something, a lot of people I see on Facebook and whatnot and stuff, they always kind of post like, I'm here to talk and whatnot. And I don't know, with the Facebook and everything out there, it just kind of goes so fast and stuff. If somebody, or if I have somebody, like maybe one of our listeners or maybe one of my family members or whoever, what can I do to help them?
So honestly, I'm going to say first and foremost, to anyone that has lost someone to a death by suicide, my heart goes out to you. Mm-hmm. And just please know that final act of how they died does not define who they were. That just means that they were struggling, and that it's so important to say their name. So I try to always say, my son was Zebulon, but I called him Zebby all the time. And it's so important to share stories of the people that we lost. So if you currently are struggling with suicidal ideation, the national hotline number is 1-800-273-TALK, 1-800-273-8255. There's a 24/7 chat line that you can get a hold of. You can text any word to 741-741. That's 24/7. They will immediately get back to you. And now starting July 16th of 2022, Congress did pass this, which is fabulous. We all know 911 to call if there is a physical crisis.
Right.
Now when there's a brain health crisis, you can dial 988. And that will go directly. Just as when you call the national hotline number, they're going to say, what state do you live in? And when you say Nebraska, it'll get routed to Boys Town. And then they're going to ask you what town you live in. Then they're going to offer you local resources.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, Bethany, I don't know if you have anything to add here. I want to give you opportunity.
Yeah, it's a lot. And
Yeah, for sure. One of the things that we're kind of researching with Angel DeCora is the historical trauma that was brought to us, and kind of that whole government system taking away, like even for the warriors and stuff, they weren't allowed to go out and do their warrior thing as far as like bringing home the food and everything. They were kind of confined to a reservation. And then all of a sudden you have the boarding schools and all these children are taken away. So you have all these parents that don't know how to parent, and then we're kind of feeling the effects of that. And so you have alcoholism and kind of the abuse, and then you have a lot of suicide and depression on reservations and stuff. So if we talk about it, and we can let our listeners and viewers know about more kind of like, if somebody has that thought and feeling, and kind of just kind of sit down. And I know that you probably talk to somebody every day about kind of your story and whatnot. You're very passionate about what you do, and you're having a lot of events. So this next event coming up on Friday, let's talk about that. What do you got?
Okay, so I know suicide's a really hard topic to talk about. A lot of people are like, I'm not going to that. I don't want to hear anything about it. But you can really talk about such things and still have a fun event with it. Mm-hmm. So this Friday, June 24th at 1 p.m. down at Land of Wellness or softball fields, we're going to be doing a color run. And if no one has taken part in a color run before, it is a blast.
I never have.
Me neither.
So you can Google color
I've
runs
seen pictures
also.
and stuff,
And like
though.
I said, my flyer just shows it all. It's so fun. So everyone gets a t-shirt. We wet them down. So the weather is going to be a little hotter on Friday. So this will feel wonderful.
Yeah.
So you'll get wet down, and then there's 8 different stations will be involved, and you do not have to run. Believe me, I'm an elder in my tribe, so yeah, this old lady's walking. So you could definitely walk around there, and at different times, the powder will not be thrown at your face, just from neck down.
Okay.
And it's just so much fun. So different colored powder will be thrown at you.
Cool.
And then that powder sticks to that wetness of the t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
And then along the route, there will be different signs that'll just say about myths and facts about suicide, the hotline number. So again, normalizing this topic along with a really fun event. and letting everyone know, hey, if you are currently struggling, it's okay to talk. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things that we were taught, you know what I mean? Like growing up is like, you don't ask for help, you don't cry in public, you don't do this and stuff. But the brain is, like you said, it's a tricky system that we need to kind of make sure that our people are healthy, our tribe is healthy, and our individual self is healthy too, you know?
Because again, like you said, we did not survive boarding schools for nothing.
Right.
It's like, no, we're still here.
Right.
And we're loud and proud, and we're going to show it.
Yeah, that's cool. And then you have, I believe, some people coming in, right?
Yeah, we got some national comedians coming. So the event will start at 1 o'clock, and then from 3 to 4, James Junes and Ernie Tasosi will be there. Some comedians, so they'll be talking about the topic of brain health as well, but we're going to throw in some native humor along the way. There will be outreach tables for all kinds of resources, so if people would like to take part in those tables, I know we've got Ho Chunk Inc., Morning Star Counseling, Society of Care, our domestic violence department will be there, and a lot of other different agencies will be there for resources for people as well. And then I know our social services department is partnering with us as well, providing snacks and water. We just wanted to have a really safe event. Again, the ambulance will be on hand in case anybody gets overheated.
Yeah.
We want everybody safe. But yeah, I would love for the whole community to come out. This is all for families. Any age can come.
I like the idea of bringing comedians because they say laughter is healing.
Yes,
and when
it is.
you're laughing, you're not thinking about your pain or your suffering or anything like that. If you look up those two, you gave me that flyer, I
Yes.
went to YouTube and looked up James and Ernie.
They're awesome.
They are crazy, man. The way that the res slang and everything, they go into this whole bit and stuff. I'm looking forward to it myself and stuff. So if you have an opportunity, make sure it's free for everybody, all ages, right?
Free of charge. You will receive a T-shirt the day of the event. Like I said, we're going to little light snack and some water and come have some good laughs afterwards. Yes.
All right. So now you guys have a social media presence, right?
Yes, we do. We do have an official YCIC Facebook page.
Okay.
We would love everybody to find us. I've got all kinds of different events posted on there, as well as positive, uplifting. I love how she said the collateral kindness.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's have
So
that.
you post a lot of the things like that one that says walk like you have 3,000 ancestors walking behind you.
Exactly.
And
And we do.
And
Our
just kinda seeing
ancestors are
that
always with us.
First thing you go through your timeline and stuff, you think about your ancestors and Indigenous Peoples Day, Tuesday, June 21st.
Yep, today.
Awesome, awesome. So I didn't know about that.
I
You know what I
didn't
mean?
know
And
either.
it's what-
Solstice. Today is solstice.
so what does that mean?
That is when the earth is in true balance.
Oh,
Solstice day.
okay. All right.
That's today.
Yes.
There
that
we
is
go.
today.
We're
Such a good day.
learning as we go along and stuff. You got some information on Juneteenth, some
Yes.
performances on there, and then your events that you'll be posting. I think there's something coming up at Nebraska Indian Community College.
So yeah, we were supposed to be having Safe Talk, which is the suicide alertness for everyone. I partnered with Macy, Nebraska, the Omaha Nation Tribe. We did need to move that to June 28th.
Oh, okay.
It was going to be June 27th, but due to a conflict, it will be June 28th. It's a $15 charge for the workbook, but that is a great learning the warning signs of suicide. Why do we as a society and community, why do we dismiss or avoid those signs?
Right.
So again, looking at ourselves, why are we not wanting to look at this?
Great. Well, I mean, that's one of the programs. I'm glad Daryl LaPointe, JR,
Yes.
is the executive, or he's the director of YCIC?
He's just the big cheese.
Yeah. So shout out to him. Appreciate all the work that you're doing. We'll try to get the information as much as possible. We'll see everybody Friday. Looking forward to the color run. We get a white T-shirt to
White or gray, because of COVID, I couldn't quite get all my supplies that I wanted. So second best.
Jeez,
But
man.
there's
the
a T-shirt.
Inflation and everything and stuff. But yeah, right here in Winnebago, you don't have to. I see like these color runs and like I think the last one it was like $150 to get in. You get a medal, you get a T-shirt, but it was $150.
Dang,
This one here, because you got to probably pay for the paint and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
my GLS fund definitely funded everything.
There you go. So awesome. Any questions for Donna or anything?
With the color run, do you need a DJ? Nah, I'm just kidding.
We
Got it in
hopefully
there.
will be having some music there that day. Yes.
All right. So we'll be playing some tunes and stuff. Yeah. Make sure that you check that out, and then we'll report back to see how we did on the run.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Tons of pictures. There'll be tons of pictures on our Facebook page. Yes.
me and Bethany are gonna race. No, I'm just playing. We're not.
It's on. I'm a fast runner.
All right. Thanks, Donna, for
Thank
coming
you,
in.
Donna.
All right. Color run.
That's exciting. I've seen like pictures and stuff, but I've never actually participated or seen one in person, just on the internet.
Right. So we have Ben Crawford with Angel DeCora coming up next. And so Thursday, this busy week. I mean, this having yesterday off was good. It was a good recharge day and everything, and it was awesome to have. And I know that Sunday. Okay, so let's talk about Sunday, the races and stuff. I had the opportunity to MC the races and everything, and the horse names, they were really cool. One of the horse was called Jamaican Me Money. Oh, another one, I'm trying to think of the other one, is Go Get 'em Bugs. Go Get 'em Bugs.
The only one that stuck was that Jamaican Me Money.
Was
Yeah.
And then the one that won the last race number 3. I mean, these really creative names and everything like that. But the horse name was Dave. So,
Dave.
yeah, I was just like, okay, the first place, Dave. And they're like, wow. I mean, nothing about that name. I'm just
Everybody
saying
with
that.
the real creative names was punching the air.
Yeah. Maisie was another one. I think I didn't myself. I didn't go bet, but I know that there was a lot of people in line to bet,
yeah.
which was really cool. And you served about what, 5, 6,
6 kids.
6 kids over there and stuff.
And
it was
then
good.
on top of that, I was gonna say I've seen there was a lot of diversity going on there, and it's all kinds of different people popping through, and
For
they had
sure.
food, and me and Toby and them were laughing because they're like hot dogs, and all that kind of stuff. But he like towards the end of before we headed out around 3 or whatever, he's like, cheeseburgers, $1. Like he dropped the prices for dramatic. It's like, oh my god.
Did you load up
No,
and then head out? Yeah, I should have.
I know.
I know that Louis Bros was there. There was
yep.
the bakery was there, and there was Cajun food, all kind of good food. Indian tacos. It was really cool to see Indian tacos there. And yeah, I think so. I went to Canterbury Park in Minnesota. I took my mom to the Indian Horse Relay, and it's like 100% injury rate for these riders and the handlers and the people and stuff. You know what I mean? It's really dangerous, but it's really like a crowd entertainment piece and stuff. You know, these horses are coming in at 50 miles an hour, and you have to stop the horse. The guy has to jump off and then jump on another horse and take off. You know what I mean? So you can imagine that during that switch, there's a lot of things that happen that's pretty dangerous. So, but the whole crowd there, they had regular races. You know, there was 1 furlong over there, and I'm still trying to learn the terminology myself, but they're over there. It's like a four furlong track, and they have the grass, they have the dirt, you know what I mean? But it was packed. So these Warhorse Gaming, for if you have an opportunity, make sure you take your kids and experience that. That's really cool to experience the horse races, and it's a family fun event and everything.
I was going to say there was this one little guy. He had to be like 2 years old or something. He came walking by, he had a cowboy hat. He had his flannel shirt on, the boots, the Levi's and everything, his little cool belt. And I was just like, that little cowboy.
Yeah. And I know that our relatives to the north and even to the south, horse people, the tribes and stuff, you know, and there's probably a few horse owners around here. I know Isaac is one of the horse owners around here. My mom and dad used to have horses and stuff out there by the Appletons. And I remember the horses' names. One was named Tango. The other one was named Sapphire. They were paint horses, and they were really nice and stuff. So we used to cruise around. My mom, myself, and my sister got bucked off one. So after that, I was kind of leery of them and everything. But I was a little guy, 7 years old or whatever. But after that, it was really cool to kind of have the 4-legged relatives, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. But anyways, Ben Crawford, go ahead and pick up that microphone there. You're on red. So go ahead and give us your introduction.
Well, it's good to see you again, Garan. This week, I'm actually hoping to introduce an acquaintance of mine, Dwayne Stenstrom. And I know some of the things we've talked about when we talk about the sort of history day.
Yeah.
have occurred, 300 years ago. We talked about a battle in the past. And today I'm hoping to start a conversation about history that's much more recent, that's alive and still very much affecting the community. I know recently we've talked about boarding schools and how that generational trauma is still with the tribe. And how that's just being acknowledged in the mainstream world now.
Hey, Ben, I just got a quick question here.
Sure.
You and Jordana went down to Genoa when they brought those dogs in.
Yes.
And I was working on a kind of over the weekend and kind of a documentary on part 1 of the boarding schools. What's the next step on that?
So I believe the state is going to be doing more testing in that area with non-invasive ground-penetrative radar to try to confirm graves.
Do you have a date on that, or is
I
there...
don't yet. No,
Okay.
I think they're going to brief us on when.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Was that area on that guy's land? Because it was south of the actual school.
I think it's on. I think it's some public service land or something like that. I don't quote me on that. But, yeah. I don't think it's a private. I don't think it's like an individual's private land, if I'm correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just kind of working on that this weekend, and I just wanted to ask you that because I think a lot of people are kind of interested and kind of want to keep updated on seeing what's happening and stuff. But Dwayne, if you would go and pick up that microphone there and give us your go ahead and give us your introduction and.
First of all, I want to thank both of you for all the good that you guys are doing. Currently, I live in Ring Thunder, South Dakota, which is on the Rosebud Indian Reservation.
Okay.
And I've been there for probably about 42 years.
Oh, wow.
When your guys' program started up, I think I watched, I don't miss a week, unless you guys don't come on. But I mean, for my purposes, it kind of helps us become in touch. I am an enrolled tribal member of the Winnebago tribe in Nebraska. I was displaced from Winnebago back in 1968 and placed in foster care. And for years and years and years, often wondered, why all of that took place. And over the years, I've been able to kind of put things into perspective. A year ago, I contacted the Angel DeCora Museum, and I had a question about the mission up on top of the hill. And the young man that I visited with was Ben, and he said, what mission? And I'm like, what do you mean, what mission? Because apparently there wasn't a tremendous amount of conversation about what that was prior to it being Little Priest Tribal College, which was wow, that was amazing to me. So last year, I made an attempt to come, and I was very thankful that Ben and Sunshine and Jordan was there, and my wife came back with me because I wanted to go back into that place because I hadn't been there in a number of years. And there was a sense of reluctance, on my part. I shouldn't. And like I said, these guys were very encouraging, and I finally got enough gumption to take my step. So I went in there, and we were down on the basement floor, and we kind of walked through, and I got to meet a couple of people, and then we went upstairs, and I was over on the south side, and I was walking north, and I got about halfway down the hallway, and I stopped, and I'm like, what am I stopping? This is kind of weird. And I remembered that back when I was there, we weren't allowed to go past a particular point because the south side was the boys and the north side was the girls. And that's why I stopped. And I thought, wow, I mean, that was a long time ago to still be affected by that. And then I got to talk to the president of the college and just, told him a little bit about, why I was there because we've seen that plaque on the outside. And, I just, as I was driving back home that night, it just brought back a flood of memories. And so as soon as I got back home, I sent him an email, just thanking him for being, so receptive of me even being in that building because I never felt like I could go in there. And I assured him that, I would come back because it's an issue that I think needs to be addressed. I wasn't the only one,
right,
by no means. me and my brother were probably one of the last two of them that were out of there. And I told him, I said, you know what, I don't think you understand the significance of what that day was for me, because I said that was the first time that I had set foot in that building in 52 years.
Wow.
And he was like, that was kind of a shocker. And then, like I said, I'm thinking about going back in there today before I go back home. And then I don't know what's going on up there. I'm going to stop in again before I go. But again, it was that plaque in the back. It was a shelter home back in my day. And I was grateful, that it is a college today, because I think that's the best place to get a lot of this awareness out. I was a part of being on the Rosebud Indian Reservation. You are all familiar with the 10 remains that come back from Carlisle Indian School.
Yeah.
And that's probably about maybe 10 miles away from where I live. So I was familiar with that. But one of the things that has always been of concern of mine is that when we bring up these topics, it affects a lot of people. And my concern is there a venue, or is there a place that if in fact somebody is affected, where they can go?
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the reasons why, I keep coming back. I've been at this for a long time. I've been involved in the Indian Child Welfare Act, since its inception. I've always contended that was because of people like my mom, that there is a law. And it's really unfortunate that, some states don't follow it to a T. That's an issue, obviously. But like I said, there's so many people where I work with a lot of adult adoptees, people that were removed from their families at a young age. And, I try to put things in context. I would say, say for example, you woke up this morning and for the first time in your life, you acknowledged you were of Indian descent. What do you do with that? Where do you go?
Yeah.
Or you woke up this morning, you're of Indian descent, and you know what tribe you're from. What do you do with that?
Yep. Yeah.
And they're like,
yeah.
Or you woke up this morning, you know your tribe, and you know your family. Do you contact them?
Right.
I mean, there's no book for us to follow. Everything that I had to go through, it was interesting. It was a lot of school of hard knocks. Like I said, there wasn't no place for me to get any kind of reassurance that I was even doing the right thing. But like I said, it's been a journey that I do it all over again. Like I said, when I was removed back in 68, 69, I was able to get reacquainted with my mother. I found her like 12 years later, and unfortunately, she had passed about 5 months after that. But I learned, through that process that I was the youngest of 7 kids. And unfortunately, now I'm going to be 63. I'm getting up there in age. But there's only 2 of us left. All of my other siblings have passed on. But again, why I'm doing this is I just want people to know that you can get through it. We're very resilient people. I've been through a lot. I'm drug and alcohol free, going on 42 years now, 43 years actually. And a lot of the trials and tribulations, that we get confronted with as whole chunk people are just kind of a little dent in the road. We can overcome them. And I want people to understand that. But, first and foremost, I want people to know that there are going to be places where people can go if they want to have these kind of discussions, because, like I said, once this begins to get opened up, people have a real hard time. They don't know where to go,
Right.
And I think we need to address that. So,
thank you for
introduction.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story, and that's something that here in Winnebago, they have a fatherhood is sacred, motherhood is sacred, and what they do is they teach, and kind of embrace. And we as opportunities and stuff. I know I had the privilege and honor to travel around with Brule. Paul LaRush was. He's the founding member of Brule, but he was adopted at a young age, and he got a call one day after his adopted parents passed away. He found his adoption papers. His wife, they went and did some kind of research, and she found a relative of his. He gets a call one day and says, "Hey, you're Lakota, come home and stuff." And what you were talking about, imagine that call. If you get a call and say, "Hey, Bethany," or "Hey, Garan, you're part of this," and come home and stuff. You know what I mean? that's something that is unimaginable to us, living here on the reservation. But at the same time, there's a lot of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
So Angel DeCora, Ho Chunk Renaissance, the Winnebago tribe itself. I know Muscoo Petite and the Winnebago Human Services, working with the Child Welfare Act, Indian Welfare Act. That's something that is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's an opportunity. We appreciate you tuning in, and we want to thank you for coming in and sharing your story. And I think that's a great suggestion if we can get people that have been adopted to kind of come back home. And we as ourselves, I think I want to challenge that we let them back in, you know what I mean? Because there was terms that are being thrown out there now and stuff like where that person that is coming back, if they have an education or if they kind of hold themselves in a weird regard. What's the term? Apple? Is that what it is?
Sound like that.
Yeah, kind of red on the outside but white in the inside and stuff like that. We here we need to accept those and make sure that there's that connection, because inside everything runs red. Our bloods run red and our hearts are heart, you know what I mean? So that's what we need to do. And so having these discussions like today, I think will help a lot of people understand. And I don't know what you went through, you know what I mean? I can't imagine what you went through and stuff. And my heart goes out to you, because just even not going past that one line, what you mentioned in that building, you know what I mean? That's pretty, that got me. So you know what I mean?
Well, again, I mean, the emphasis, when I found out that, it was Little Priest College now, where I learned a lot of what happened back then, because we for some reason, we get blamed for leaving the reservation. It was a choice of ours. And for some of us, it wasn't.
Right.
And I spent a lot of time just understanding Indian policy. And I teach classes back at Sandusky University.
Oh, good.
I've been there 33 years,
Mm-hmm.
I think, something like that. But we talk about those different policies, and I ask people to look at different policies and how they fit into themselves individually, their parents and their grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
And if we ever have those kinds of conversations, and just real quickly, I grew up during termination era, 1954.
Mm.
The intent of termination was to do away with tribes.
Right.
And the thought was, well, if we take these kids young enough, by the time they become adults, they won't want to be Indians, problem solved.
Right.
You know how ludicrous that is.
Yeah.
Before me was my mother. My mother was born in 1927. So the policy closest to her was the Indian Reorganization Act, IRA.
Captain Pratt.
Right.
Kill the Indian, save the man, right?
Mhm.
That was his famous.
Trying to really assimilate tribes, and basically the government kind of playing around with
Yeah.
stuff to do to get rid of the Indianness.
Mhm. Then the last generation was my Choka. He was born January 1st, 1900, New Century baby. So he come in during the Dow Seventy Act. So as a family, I should have had the opportunity to go back and talk to those two generations
Yeah.
and how it affected me. Well, I was nowhere to be found. And like I said, I had to find my way back.
Yeah.
I remember in 1974, I think it was, me and my brother, we ran away from our foster home because he had a car. So the only way we could get away. And we came
War
back
pony,
home.
no.
Yeah, we came back home, and I went down to our house, and it was real sad. I went down there, and my house, my mother had 2 houses and I think like 10 lots of land. When I went down there, it was nothing but a cornfield.
Mm.
And you're like, wow, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions, and again, what I want people to be able to do is start finding a way where some of those answers can come to fruition.
Mhm.
Because we carry a lot. They depict it like a big puzzle with the middle piece missing. That's how I'm gonna probably spend the rest of my life. That little piece is never gonna get filled in.
Yeah.
But as long as I understand everything around me.
Yeah.
I don't want our kids, going to school today having to wear their culture like a coat. The minute they come in the door, they have to hang up their coat at the door, and then learn a bunch of other things. They need to learn who they are.
Yeah.
And to learn that, you need to understand, a lot of that has happened, the good, the bad, and the not so pleasant. And as long as there's a support system, I think that's the way to go.
Definitely. And that's the top of the discussion here that we talk about on Winnebago Talks is enrollment. You know, that's kind of coming to the government, foreseeing that eventually these guys are going to, you know, blood quantum themselves out of existence and stuff, and let's see what happens down the generations. And I think we're kind of right there. It's here. You know what I mean? So we need to figure out, you know what I mean?
Well, again, I mean, a lot of it deals with the history. There's a book out, Blood Will Tell. And in there, I was talking to Ben earlier, it's like you go to the BIA office, and the people that work in the BIA office are civil servants. And so they
go ahead and bring that mic up there. There
what
you
they do is they're asked to go out onto the reservation and decide who's Indian and who isn't. There's no playbook. They're deciding all of this for us, and we're kind of falling into that. We're accepting that, and I don't think we should be doing that. I like I said, as I was reading that book, one of the don't quote me on this one, but it said something to the effect this civil servant person went out and asked an Indian what his name was. And he said, "A white killer." He said, "Well, you got to be an Indian, because no white person would have that name." I thought it was kind of comical, but he was designated as being an Indian because of his name. But
Wow.
if you go back and just think about that era, and again, what I ask people to do is look at things generationally.
Yeah.
You know, and how that affects it, because what happened during my mom's generation is a little bit different than happened in my generation, which is different than my grandfather's generation.
Yeah.
And we need to begin to put that together, you know, so we understand it.
Hey, Dwayne, thank you for the words. I mean, coming on here, we're getting some people commenting on our Facebook page here. It says, "Thank you for being on here today, stepping up into the role for," like you said, there's people out there that are missing that little piece, you know what I mean? And if we can kind of devise a way or figure out a way to, you know, make sure that they come back safe. And this is where the home is, you know what I mean? And so definitely.
Well, again, and lastly, what I want, you know, we have the homecoming powwow coming up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt to let people know that they're welcome back. You know,
Right.
I've never really felt that. You know, it's sad to say. I have family here, but I said most of my chokas and all them, you know, they're gone. Most of my degas all my degas are gone. You know, and it's a chore to come back here.
Yeah.
You know, and I still do, you know, because I still got brothers and sisters, you know, from my mom's relative side. You know, they're still all here. But it brings back a lot of memories. The minute that I was telling my wife, this happened here, she's looking at me. How am I supposed to know that? So, but yeah, it does bring back a lot. And I guess I just want people, you know that there's a place that they can come if they do feel a little bit of, you know, that uneasiness, that they know that they can go talk to somebody. I'm hoping that we get something set up. So.
That's good. I got relatives up there in Rosebud, One Stars,
Okay.
Mike One Star, and Gina, and she worked at she passed on and stuff, but she worked at Sinte Galeshka.
I know Gina very well.
Yeah, and I used to MC with Albert Whitehat.
Yep.
Taught me a lot about the master ceremonies, Eapaha, and everything. And so, yeah, appreciate you being on, and come on anytime. And you know what I mean? I think it would be really nice if we get like a room full to have people share their stories like you today and stuff.
And that's exactly what we're hoping, that this is an ongoing conversation.
Right.
Because it's not just over in one event. What Dwayne is talking about, and for those who don't know, who maybe they don't live in the community, that Little Priest used to be a mission and a children's shelter. And I've learned so much from Dwayne coming and just getting the chance to learn from him. We kind of tend to think that, you know, boarding schools, and a lot of textbooks, they're starting to acknowledge boarding schools. For a long time they didn't. Before that, after the removals, they tended to say, and then that was the end of the Indians' problems. And now it's kind of like, okay, boarding schools and civil rights, and then that was the end of the Indians' problems. And this is something that very few places acknowledge, the adoption era and the termination era. And that when for those listening, please look after yourselves, because this is very big stuff that can be a huge change, that can help people out. But you need to have the resources and the state of mind to be able to talk about this. So please look after yourself. You know, if you need to take a break, please do. But like I said, we're hoping this is a continuing conversation, because Dwayne is an absolute expert, and as a college instructor, I've learned so much from him, and it's continuing education process.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we're hoping this is a long
Yeah.
conversation to come.
Thanks, Ben, and Dwayne for introducing the topic to us as well. We enrollment's been a topic. Boarding school's been a topic. Adoption was going to be a topic of us, and we're going to do our research and do our part. Winnebago in the news and KWTN and stuff. So thank you for being here today and everything. So Bethany, anything you want to say?
Oh, I was just going to add, because we do, well, on the Winnebago Indian News' Facebook page, when I first started back in 2020, I was going through the messages, and I had I'd say about 6 different people that would be reaching out to us, and they were separated at a young age, and they were trying to reconnect with some of their family here, and even as far as getting their whole name changed, so they didn't even have the same name that they were born with. And they're just trying to figure out who do they connect with to find out where they came from and stuff like that. So how you mentioned that you felt that not the openness to being open arms, welcome back, and some of them probably feel that same way. So I think it's good that everybody should be encouraging to our relatives that were separated years ago, and maybe they don't know that this is where they came from. But if they find out, we need to be open arms and let them back. They are our people. Essentially, all our Native American people are one. So that's how I see it.
Good words, Bethany. Thank you. Dwayne, thank you. Ben, thank you. You guys have a good day and come back anytime you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thank you.
Good one. Alrighty. So a lot of good discussion, a lot of things happening here, and just want to send a shout out to the people that have us the opportunity to do the big voice. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for them, and we wouldn't be able to have this conversation. I know there's people that listen in South Sioux City and everything that really appreciate Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know what I mean? And then the rest of the time, hey, we get to jam out to some powwows. So powwows are in full effect. I know Hinckley powwow happened this weekend. My dad's third memorial happened this weekend at the Ho Chunk Center. I want to send a shout out to all the veterans and everybody that showed up and just kind of spent time with the family. And Clint Free was in charge. I want to thank him and Kiva for them. And my dad's fourth memorial. Make sure you come out, Bethany, and everybody that's out there, because we're going to have a big giveaway and stuff. So
that was when we went to Wildwater West. It was just a real spontaneous little trip. So But I know you had invited us out. And I forgot to ask you how it went on Sunday.
It was good. Food was delicious and everything. And it's good to see it. My sister, I have a sister down in Lincoln. Don't really get to see her often and stuff. And I still didn't get to visit her and stuff. But she came up and it was a good time and everything. So
At least got a hug, though.
Yeah. Usually we have Sunshine or Ben or somebody kind of stay, but are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay. So you're kind of been on a roll.
I lost last week.
All right, and folks, this is the answer is, but you lost last week.
Yeah.
So the series, I believe, is 7 wins for Bethany and 5 wins for Tyler. She's coming up. And 3 games you tied. Yeah. The questions are not bad today. They're not bad at all. All right, so are you ready?
Yeah, let me close out of Facebook.
Okay, so no cheating. So if what's your name's watching out there, make sure you close out as well. Okay.
I like that one.
It's kind of a, let's see here. All right.
It reminds me of Family Guy. I don't know why. that beginning scene when they're all dancing and stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, I like this too, man. All right, cool. Question number 1. All right, we got to get dramatic. Let's see here. Make sure I have my right sound effects on here. Here's oops. Here's a cool sound effect.
You're in the mix with the coldest DJ in the Midwest.
Wrong bank here. Let me change the bank here. 1 second. Okay. All right, we're ready. There it is. That's the kickoff right there, right? Okay. Question number 1. Who was the first Native American actor? Geronimo. Okay. Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just making stuff up.
Who was the first? Oh, shoot. I need a pin.
You can't even,
I have my scorekeeper, Geronimo, from the great Apache tribe, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, shoot. I'm going to get that one wrong, too. Okay. All right. Question number 2.
He just told me I got it wrong.
Okay. In golf terms, what does birdie mean?
Man, all my golfers are going to be like, Brandon likes to golf, so I used to go over there with him, and I've heard him say that before, but
What does birdie mean?
when you hit the bar, gee, when you hit the bar,
Oh, like,
when you hit the ball real
Let's go get a
far.
birdie now.
I put ball and far together. When you hit the bar, when you
Okay.
hit the ball very far.
When you hit the ball very far.
Yeah.
It flies like a bird. Okay, when you hit the ball very far. All right. Question number 3. Here it is. Who is the billionaire that is trying to buy Twitter?
Oh, Elon Musk.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Elon Musk.
Musky.
Okay, Golden State Warriors are your 2022 NBA champions. Who was this year's MVP? The answer is
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Final answer?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Steph Curry. Okay, north of Winnebago. Just across the highway from this building is a historical marker. What does that historical marker represent? It's kind of north of DG a little bit on the
Yeah,
other
that-
side. Yeah, that
that
turnout
little
there.
drive-in?
Yeah, you drive in there all the time. and
Something with Chief Little Priest.
Chief Little Priest.
Or it's like, yeah, something.
What's the headline say on that historical marker?
Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska.
Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska? That's what it says. Okay, final answer?
Yeah.
Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska.
I need to start paying attention.
Alrighty.
When I'm driving, I'm just tunnel vision.
Are you really?
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, let's go get the gal
Homegirl.
and let's see what we got. Oh, this is kind of an anticipation. Let me change them. Hold up 1 second. Okay, now this is kind of her walking music here, so we'll have Tyler. Folks, make sure you tune in every Thursday, All Requests Live. Color Run is going to be on Friday. And next Tuesday, we'll have a good lineup of guests for you folks to enjoy at Winnebago Talks as Tyler enters the stadium arena to compete in the championship of The Answer Is. So we'll have her get her mic'd up. Alrighty.
I was just saying we should have one of those games where there's a buzzer and you gotta like you're saying it and me and Bethany gotta slam down real quick.
That one right there. Oh yeah, we should.
That'd be fun.
The other one, like.
Yeah, we got where we're both on the opposite sides, and we gotta hurry up and hit the.
Yeah, we gotta have both hands behind the back.
What does that like?
Morgan
family,
should be the buzzer guy.
Family Feud or something.
Morgan, can you do this? Can you try it?
We
No.
should have a special game episode just cause.
You could do that one, right? Okay, you're on the blank one. Let's see. I'll unmute you. All right, Morgan, you have to help me here, and they are gonna do the questions. Okay, you ready? See if you know these questions too, because you might have to be playing against him. All right.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, she got 2 right. Just so you know, if you beat 2, then you're good.
Did she use her lifeline? Ha!
You reminded her and you didn't remind me.
Where's
I'm mad.
Where's the Facebook comments
big
at
mad.
here? Help us out, Facebook.
Not fair.
Yeah, you're supposed
It's
to keep me
rigged.
on track. Facebook.
This is rigged. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Last time, huh?
I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
All right.
She just wants somebody to
Who-
say it.
I got this one for Jordana. I got this question
I
from
said it
Jordana.
before you came in.
This is really cool. But who was the first Native American actor?
Ooh, good one, good one.
Oh, she did say it, huh?
I did.
Jordana.
Oh, she said it when she was in here.
She said it like a while back.
Ah, man, I'm not gonna get this one then. I'm gonna just say Pocahontas.
Pocahontas?
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
She said Geronimo.
Really?
All right. And do you know the answer?
No.
Okay, so just kind of FYI, on February 23rd, 1914, way before all of our time, but it should be known, we should know who the first Native American, Hollywood's huge, Lillian St. Cyr, performing under the name Princess Redwing, became the first Native American actress to appear in a silent film. During her 15-year acting career, she performed in more than 70 films, both shorts and Hollywood features.
Wow.
Shout out to Lillian St. Cyr, Princess Redwing, and Jordana for giving us that question.
Keep that up here.
Yeah, there you go. I think you should get this one. Hopefully you do. This one kind of relates to your mom.
Dun, dun.
All right. I see your mom out there. In golf terms, does your mom golf, right?
Yeah, she does,
Okay.
but she don't get real crazy.
What does birdie mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's like when you don't get it in immediately, but the second time.
You don't get it in
Like
immediately.
you swing first and you don't get it there, but then the second time you do. Or
This-
maybe you hit it and then it flies in.
Okay. You said when the ball flies real good. Is that right? What it
When you
is?
hit,
Real
no,
far?
I said when you hit the ball very far.
When you hit the ball real far. Do you know what birdie means?
No.
You don't know what it means. Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
You're gonna go with what? What was it? Good?
You hit it and it kind of just straight flies way over there.
You hit it
switching
when
it
it
up
flies.
over there.
Kind of birds over there or something like that.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna go with
So there's par, right?
Oh.
So if you go to a track or a course, I should say,
Yeah.
and it says par 5. Okay, par 5.
That means you hit it 5 times?
Yeah, you get 5 times to hit it. If you hit it 1 under par, so if it's a par 5 and you hit it and you get it into the hole on 4 hits, that's a birdie. So it's 1 under
Well, I
par.
kinda got it.
1 under par. That's what it is. Shout out to all the golfers. Everybody was golfing on Father's Day and everything. You know what I mean? So 1 under par. That's what a birdie is. You know what an eagle is?
Just when you freaking sort it right in the first one. Nah.
It's 2 under par.
How come they're so
Well,
specific?
I know.
What about if it's just one?
I was gonna say like in
That's an
bowling,
ace.
Wii bowling, it's like a turkey if you get two strikes in a row. So I know there's like different bird terms to this.
What's up with the bird terms, right?
There's a theme.
So do you know what if it's a par 5? Do you know what they call it when you get it in 5?
Gee, flamingo.
Chicken.
Flamingo. That's a good one. I love it. That's an awesome one. No, it's par.
Gee, 1 point for that.
It's a flamingo.
Let's try to think of any bird.
One flamingo with his leg up now.
They balance real good. I know that.
I know, right? Okay. Back to the task at hand. Morgan, supposed to help me out here. Come on. All right.
Stay on track.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Here, question number 3. Who is the billionaire that is trying to buy Twitter?
Elon Musk.
Final answer?
I thought he did buy it though. So yeah, it's my final answer.
All right. You guys are both right. 1 and 1.
I felt her eyes on me. She was hoping I failed.
Just a cool. How much do you think it is?
I think he paid like 40 million or something.
43 billion.
44 billion. Not
Where
million.
are they pulling those billions? I thought we're in debt.
Well, you know, Elon Musk is a Tesla guy.
I know, I'm kidding.
And then he has SpaceX
I
and
think they're
stuff.
just making stuff up now.
Yeah, that's
No, I'm
crazy and
just
stuff.
kidding.
44 billion, not million,
Yeah,
billion, man.
but
That's crazy.
I only knew it was him because he was talking about not taking away like freedom of speech and
Yeah.
all that stuff. I
Yeah.
liked it.
And he was with Amber Heard, right? Is that right? That's what I heard. Is that true?
I'm not
Yes.
sure.
Was it
I
really?
remember
At
that.
one point he was.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Morgan lives for the drama.
There you go. All right. Question number 4. Golden State Warriors are your 2022 NBA champions. Who was this year's MVP?
Golden State. All right, MVP.
Yeah.
I'm
Most
gonna say
valuable player.
Stephen Curry is probably
Final
the one
answer?
I know, yeah.
Morgan, who is what's the answer?
I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are both.
Woo!
Yeah.
I won then, huh?
Most valuable player for the playoffs. Stephon Curry. Congratulations to
Stephon.
him, as well as all the
Stephon.
people that are true Golden
True
State.
to the bone.
Now, I was, I didn't want to say I jumped the bandwagon when Golden State won and stuff, but they said something in one of the ESPN shows or whatever. They said the old men versus the young cats, and I was like, come on.
Ruffled your feathers.
Yeah, I was like, let's go, old man. You know what I mean? Let's pull it off and stuff like that. And they did, so it was a good game. Anyways, here is for the win. You might be able to win it today. She might be on a roll, a 2-0 roll here. North of Winnebago, just across the
There's a
highway.
speed bump in the way.
Across from this building is a historical marker in Winnebago. Remember we talked about that historical marker in Homer? Did you guys stop there?
No, but we kind of, when we drove by, we were like, that's where it is.
That's it.
Columbus.
Doing it. There it goes. Anyways, that's called the Big Village up there. But here in Winnebago, we have one. What does the headline say on the thing? Tell Morgan to run down it real fast.
I know.
It's not Columbus.
Well, say the question again. It's that one down here by the buffalo patch?
What does that historical marker represent right across the highway from us? Or it's on the highway,
The
right?
statue garden? Oh.
No. The historical marker. You pulled in there?
Remember where we
Okay.
met Liza?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with something about buffalo.
Buffalo? Final answer?
Yeah.
She said, you said what? Winnebago tribe? It represents the Winnebago tribe. You said buffalo. Morgan, what's the answer?
I don't know. Little village.
Okay. It says, the headliner says Company A Scouts.
But I said something with Chief Little Priest.
But your final
too
answer
late.
was the Winnebago tribe.
It's too late.
So you guys with the score of 2-2.
Let's have a tiebreaker.
Oh, do you have a question for him?
Think of something real good.
When's my birthday?
Ooh,
No, just
that's
kidding.
not fairly related. Nah.
I was ready to answer.
Your eyes got real
Her eyes
big.
got real big, huh?
Something that isn't, that she would know. Nah.
Who's going to break the tie? You're going to have to tune in next week to find out.
Let's play rock, paper, scissors.
Ooh, that's it.
I
There
want
we
to
go.
win real bad.
Yeah, and let's see. Tyler owes Bethany lunch, right? For end a daily dose or whatever they're called.
When
Yeah, a
was
Rise
this
Up
made?
Nutrition.
We have
We
it
shook
on
hands
film.
on camera.
On camera. We filmed it and
You
everything,
guys
remember?
put me up to that one.
All right, folks. Shout outs. Anything. It was a good episode. Make sure hashtag KWTN. Friend us on Facebook. You know, you manage that and doing a good job. We're up to what, 4,000 people?
Yeah, well, I think we cap out at 5,000, and after that, you're gonna have to follow us.
There you go. So get in
Get
while,
in- yeah, get in while you can.
for sure. And then Ocean's a Possibility on Friday.
Yep.
Color Run on Friday.
Yep.
And Thursday.
ARL, All Requests Live at 11 to 1.
Thursday is a concert. I want to go see John Party down at Stir Cove. Just the only country artist that I like. Down in Stir Cove. Harrah's down in Council Bluffs.
Oh.
This Thursday. If I'm there, that'll be awesome. If I'm not, my son has a game that night, so I'm kind of have to figure
It's
something
all
out.
up in the air right
Yeah,
now.
we might have to get KWTN to stream it or something, you know what I mean? But we'll figure it out.
Oh, hey, shout out to Huge because he said that the last home game is tonight in Winnebago for, I believe it's for the softball or fast pitch, or he didn't specify, but there's going to be home games tonight in Winnebago. Both teams play at 6. And yeah, be down there at Land of Wellness.
I went down there, man, and Jeff Pope got beamed. I mean, it was like, if you want to see some drama and stuff like that, he hurt his hand. Like, it was boom. And I think it was my son up to bat. And he's like, strike. And then boom, it hit his thing and stuff. And so it was just like, all right, he went out or something. So that's what he gets. No, I'm just playing.
He's got some arms on him.
Yeah, shout out to all the coaches, the parents, the volunteers for getting your kids there and everything. And as well as the players for doing a good season this year. And congratulations to Whirling Thunder and the staff for a good, successful season. All right, Morgan, you have any shout outs?
Powwow's coming up.
There you go. You're looking forward to that.
I am.
What's your most favorite part of Powwow?
Food.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Tyler, any shout outs?
No, but I have a little bit of a reminder. So if you want to hurry up and submit something before the end of the day, you can by 4:30 for the newspaper.
Let's go.
Check it out.
Let's go. All right.
Stumbled a little
Folks, thank you for tuning in to Winnebago Talks. We appreciate everybody that listens. We appreciate you. And make sure you cast your vote for ARL on Thursday. Dreams. Oh, man. Well, I've been thinking, what can knock off Dreams? But it's just been up there. That's the song. I think I got an idea for next time and stuff.
This week's looking a little
do you remember what the songs were?
yeah, so the graphic we'll have up this afternoon, but we have Dreams in no particular order. Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, Let It Go by Keisha Cole, Nothing But a G Thing by Dr. Dre.
Oh, that's a great
Let
one.
Me Blow Your
2.
Mind by Eve featuring Gwen.
I like that guitar part.
And then we'll have you gotta go check the graphic this afternoon when it goes out for that last decision.
That's something by The Weeknd, right?
I don't know.
The Weeknd's been on there forever, but it's never won.
He's gonna blow it out one of these times.
Bethany's gonna give it to him.
I'm gonna be voting a whole bunch of times.
All right, I'm gonna probably get, cussed up by Bethany here after we go off air. But anyways, folks, have a good time. Stay cool out there, folks, and we'll see you down the road.